Hello everybody. This video is about a crab concretion I got from a friend of mine. It was in many pieces, very large concretion, crab in the middle of it. And this video is about from start to finish. There's a lot to it. I'm going to try to keep it under an hour, I hope. Hope you like it. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Here's a big concretion from Washington, very large. I got it in this condition. It's in many pieces that I kind of put together. You can tell here, I'll just start taking it apart. You can tell there's a crab pincer right there. You can see crab body, left arm here. There's the crab body. You can see where that arm goes out. You can see where that pincer came off of. Got to go back together. I'm not seeing any legs though, so that's quite concerning. But I'll clean all of this up, look for legs, and glue pieces together after I do some cutting, because there's no sense going all the way down through rock when you don't have to. So I'll cut a lot of this off, I'll cut some of these off, put it back together, so I'll have basically half a concretion, or a little more than half of a concretion with the crab in it. And then I'll start to prep, so that's a few days away. See how it's been damaged. Hard to say. I'll do the best I can on it, but if I don't find any legs, I'm not going to bother. Too spoiled. I want crabs with legs. Anyways, there you go. My trusty toothbrush, a little bit of water, of course some paper towels. I've washed what I wanted. I got the pieces that I wanted, cleaned them, marked them. Where I'm going to cut, haven't marked this one yet. I put X's on them. When you're out there cutting a lot of pieces, all you got to do is look at an X and you know that's not the piece you want. Kind of simplifies things, and hopefully you don't make a mistake. Mistakes always do happen, just try to be careful. Anyways, I got to get these cut. Here I'm just doing the last of the cleaning. Trying to make doubly sure that there's absolutely no dust, no mud, no dirt, no nothing on there. Absolutely nothing. And the good thing is that even though it's in a bad spot, and I don't think you can see this, but there's a leg right there, going right underneath where this claw's at. And there's, well, I forgot now, there's another leg. Hard to see, but that's a leg. It's good to see. And I forget where there was. There's a leg right there. Hard to see, but that's a leg. So this thing definitely has legs. They look like they might be a little bit crushed. Hard to say. But I gotta get this stuff dried and glued together, and I'll show you after it's all clamped up. Took me 3 days to get this glued and clamped back together and ready to go. Now it's ready for some prep. Anybody who's prepped out a large concretion knows exactly what I mean when I say there's lots of rock to remove. Alrighty then, that didn't take long. I'm going to guess about 30-35 minutes. You can see that's about ready to go down and find carapace. Oh, there's the bottom of the rock. If the crab turns out halfway decent, I'll repair that, even though no one's really going to be looking at the bottom of the rock, but that just looks god-awful. Anyways, the carapace is right here, about a quarter of an inch down, give or take. So I'm going to go find carapace. And there you go. Call up Central Command and tell them the crab has landed. There's carapace. I know it's there. I knew it was there. I knew back about how deep it was, but it's always so nice and a good feeling to actually see it. Anyways, let's take off a lot more rock. Here's something interesting. You can see this line here. This got weathered. Crack in the rock for millions of years, who knows? But this is kind of badly preserved now, where up here is nicely preserved. And it's coming off pretty easy. It's kind of popping off the way it's supposed to. Anyways, I don't know if you can see this right here, but there's a piece of shell there that I've glued, so I'm just gonna stop for today and attack tomorrow. Okay, that down there is cured for 24 hours. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning because I get up too dang early, and I'm gonna start prepping out this crab. With this baby still, got a lot of rock to remove here. Just so everybody knows, a special note here. I need everybody to stand aside because when these elbows get moving, it gets quite dangerous. Okay, not even an hour into this, and I didn't get near as far as I wanted to, but ran into some problems. There's a, don't know if you can see that or not, there's a crab bit there. Doesn't belong there. Not sure what's going on, but it's never good to see crab bits. Little tiny piece of rock I popped off right here and took off the top of the coxa, which is that knuckle joint that for the first leg. And over here, just cruising along, just not paying attention, and caved or crashed right into that with the super jack. And if I haven't told you before, when you make a mistake with a super jack, you make a pretty good sized mistake. So there's going to be some sort of rebuilding there, I think, but I'm not sure where that leg's going. Just I can't tell. Here I had to stop and glue because carapace was coming off. It's not in the best shape, but I can't believe I crashed into that. It's lays there for 30-some million years, and I come along and destroy a part of it. Jesus. Anyways, I put some glue on there and stuff, and now it's got to cure for 24 hours. So again, it's going to wait another day. Okay. Not the best rear end, but there's parts and pieces there, so that's not too bad. What I've done is I've passed this knuckle, this joint, and I've got this leg. And I'm going to follow that leg out to wherever it goes. That'll tell me if these legs go to tippy-tippies or not. At least a good idea. But kind of sticky. This crab's not in the best of shape. What I've been doing is taking this one, taking the big parts of rock off. Saves time. Then I take the smaller unit and get down and expose his leg. It's hard to see because of the color differential isn't very different. Not sure if I said that right or not. But anyways, I'm gonna follow that leg out and see what happens, see where it goes. Well, that didn't take too long, except I ran into problems. You can see the leg come out here, and then it just, I don't know, rotted away here, something. Starts again. You can see that little tiny line, maybe. That's part of the leg. The top part is missing. There's a piece of a leg, and then it just goes to nothing. Whether there's anything else out there or not, I do not know. But that's as far as I'm going for this one right now. I'm going to start taking down some of this rock and hopefully find more legs, and hopefully better than that one. This crab isn't turning out too good. One of those crabs where the farther you go, the worse it gets. May not even finish this crab, we'll see. This is about 3 hours of rock removal. I've got these two arms exposed now. These are the propotuses. Right at the ends here, right there, and right there. If I dig down, I'll find the dactyl. Dactyl is the movable pincer of a claw. I'm not going to get too good legs on this crab, but at least it'll be a half-assed decent crab to sell someday. I used to prep everything out and sell everything, but I got spoiled, and I don't like wasting my time on these, but I thought, heck, I've got time to waste. Why not? So I'm going to finish this crab up and see just how good it comes out, and we'll hope for the best. Okay, I brought this thing back out. It's been sitting around for a while. I cleaned up all my fossil prep shelf, my fossil prep bench, and so it got kind of dusty. But if I can find more than 3 legs, or at least 3 legs, this one, as you can tell, just doesn't go very far. But it's a big concretion for this type of crab from Washington. So I'm going to put some more work into it. Got some rock to remove. Oh, and then I think I've already mentioned that, but I got to rebuild that, which isn't a big deal. No one looks at the bottom of a crab concretion anyways. Got lots of rock removed, so I won't bore you with that. I'm just going to take down a lot of rock, and then I'll start with the finer air scribe. Here was an oh my god moment. Just a fracture here. I was just scribing along and I saw this big crack. I picked up this rock. The problem is it took this crab shell for this right arm right off with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the shell back onto that, glue a couple pieces of this rock back onto the spot. That way it goes back exactly, and then I'll prep that off. At least that way I will be able to save this shell material, because that looks terrible. It's always something in the world of fossil prep. I removed a bunch of rock. It's boring, but at least you don't have to put up with that. What I'm going to do is take my thicker type of glue. Make sure there's not even a grain of sand in the way. Let me get my Opti visor where I can put it. I want to make darn sure there's glue on this shell material. That's probably too much, but that's the way it goes. And then just a little bit of glue to hold this rock into place. That'll be gone soon enough. Let me take one of these things, which is a sharpened chainsaw file. Make sure glue is where I want it. Then glue that into place. Then I will take my other big concretion I found who knows how many long years ago. This is Magakos. It's a yellow, one of the yellow colored ones, which is, I don't know why, but if they're colored yellow, they're in much better condition, preservation wise. I'm going to put that right on top of that for pressure. And there you have it. That's going to have to wait for 24 hours. Ta-da! Okay. Later, Gators. Good morning, everybody. It's been about 24 hours, almost 24 hours. Take off that concretion. And there it is. Let me adjust that a little bit. I like to prep on this so it's closer up to my face, easier to see, for me anyways. So today I'm going to see if I can save that, where that shell came off. This whole piece of rock here has been glued back on. So we'll see what happens. Wish me the best of luck. Didn't get very far. Whoop, jeez, hang in there, Ron. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this thing's been crushed a little bit, and it's got a problem right there. Hope you can see that. So what I'm going to do is use my thin set and just put in a drop of glue there, just to hold it together so it doesn't fall apart as I'm taking the rock off. Not much. Just a little bit. Let it soak in for just a few seconds. I only use accelerator when I know rock is going to come off, because this can sometimes turn things green, which is kind of odd, but it's the way it goes. And there, set. Now I don't have to worry about it. Alright. Back to work. Okay, that took a bit longer than I thought, but that's par for course. But you can see what I glued back on, even though I had to fight some glue, which is always a pain in the rear end. But at least it's there. I saved it, even though it doesn't look good. But it was there for 50 million years or 37 million years or however old this Eocene stuff is. And now it's still there. But it was very soft. Fought lots of glue. A bit tough, but take a problem, attack it, fix it, whatever, and go on. I'm only going to show this once, but I do this a heck of a lot. Don't mean to be taking so much video, makes for a longer video, but there's a lot going on with this crab, so I want to show you something. You saw this leg, clean it up a little bit. Rotten here, missing shell. Stops here, little piece of shell there. This leg I found just comes to it, just like it's broken there. Whether there's more going out here or not, I don't know. I'll find out later. I came over here and took down some rock, and I found this leg. And I don't know if you can see this line or not, but that coincides with this leg that I actually damaged. But it just dissolved away. It's rotten. There's just a piece of a line there of a leg. Whether I'll save it or not, I don't know yet. I'll find out when I do some more prepping on this leg. I know deep down in here, going along somewhere by this claw is another leg. So I know there's 3 over here, and I think there was a deep one over here. I do not remember. I should always take pictures, but I never have before I put this thing together. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now. Back to work. Okay, it's been a couple of months since I've worked on this thing. I checked out the last video, last footage I took. Did some leg cleanup here. Found what's left of a tippy, so that was kind of cool. Found this leg, went out, and it just comes to a stop, which disappointing what it is. I think this is a leaf, some sort of plant material. I found this leg, and it just comes to a stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some rock down, hopefully find the leg over here. I don't think I'll find anything more over here. And just start taking all this rock down, get ready to clean up and get done. But I got a lot of rock to take off to expose these pincers. So finally, back to work on this thing. Oh, and my pointer is an arrowhead from East Africa. I can't remember what nearest tribe or town it was from, but from the 1800s. I used to have 10 of them. Now I'm down to 3. Anyways, back to the rock. There's a whole bunch of rock removal. I'm going to work around here because this is going to have to come down quite a bit to get to these pincers. Got a little bit more to take off here. Hopefully I'll find a leg over here. We'll see what happens. But haven't done this for a while. My hand is just aching, so I don't know how much longer I'll be doing this morning. Alright, good news and bad news. Taking a bunch more rock off here, trying to get these pincers exposed. These are the movable ones, these are the dactyls. Taking rock off, and right, I don't know if you can see that or not, right there, the tippy from another leg. I kind of scraped the top off it. Pretty bad boo-boo, but I can hide that a little bit and it won't look near as bad once the rest of the leg is exposed. But at least now I got another leg on this side. So it helps. Anyways, back to work. Turned out to be a pretty nice leg, pretty soft though, but hard to tell maybe but that thing is taking a nosedive, so it's going to get really hard to go back much further. I might be able to get a half an inch if I'm lucky. Anyways, that'll add some value to that B-grade piece of junk. It's a junk crab to me, but I can still see the coolness in it, and once all this is finished up, it's going to look actually quite nice for a piece of junk. Alright, My arm is thoroughly aching, so I think I'm going to call it quits. Probably for a few days, because it's supposed to get to the minus degrees out here. I've cleaned up this rock a little bit. I've taken this down quite a bit. And then I'm not positive, but right here, I don't know if you can see that or not, little tiny speck in this, I think I went through a leg. So I think a leg is coming through here and underneath this claw. I'm not sure. I'll find out next time I'm coming here. This here is turning into what I call a ski slope from the face. It's just, you could be an ant with a pair of skis, but you'd be having fun. Anyways, I'm calling it quits. Boy, oh boy. And only 1 degree outside. Kind of chilly outside, but I had the garage heaters turned on for a couple hours before I came in. I'm doing a whole bunch of cleanup and 3D'ing, whatever you want to call it. This leg comes to a stop, as I already told you, but look what I found the other day when I ran into that. I thought that could be a leg. I went through it, but there was nothing on this side, so the very tip was gone, I guess. But there's that leg. Let's see if I get some more light on there. There's that leg right there, and it's at that angle, so it goes right underneath that arm. So that's not going to be savable, but at least I would know it's there. So that just adds to the coolness factor. So I think later today here pretty quick I'm gonna 2-part putty that and fix that, because that just looks god awful, even though nobody really picks up a concretion and turns it over. But just be more professional, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, the legs are looking better, what's left of them. It is what it is, but I can't wait to get started on this rock. I've got a lot of rock removal. If you look at it this way, you can see where a lot of rock back here has got to come off, a lot of rock here has got to come off, and a bit of rock over here has got to come off, but in a controlled way so that you shape the rock. At least that's the way I work. I like the rock shaped to the crab. Anyways, forward and onward. Okay, I just blew out my arm, removing a ton of rock. I don't know if you can tell, but I got that rock pretty much shaped. Once I take this down a bit more, I'll probably have to take a little bit more rock off here. But I'm not going to try to do any more delicate work because of my arm. What I'm going to do is turn this over. I'm going to fill this in with 2-part putty. I got a putty knife, no pun intended there, and some water. You'll see why. I'm going to mix with putty. I'm going to press the crap out of it in there as best I can. And I don't know if you can see this, but let's turn the camera. I got a whole bunch of dust ready to make that look more like rock when I'm done. I'll show you what happens when I get the putty filled in the way I want it. Two bottles of putty, roughly the same size. I shall now mix. It's going to be a tough mix, so this is going to take a few minutes. I just take the putty and I smash it in really, really good. Fill it up to about where you want, what you think you want anyways. You can always add more. It's better to add enough or too much so that you really have to take some off. Show you that in a minute here. And that's where putty knife, water comes in. I wet the putty knife and I take off just what you need to take off and only what you need. I had too much putty, but better to have too much than not enough. And you just keep playing with it. Really, that's what I do until you get it kind of to where you want it. Add more if you need it. It's pretty sturdy stuff, even when it's wet. And you probably got 20, at least 30 minutes, I think, before it starts to do its little chemical reaction stuff. And I get it down to where I want it. That water again, and water does not hurt this stuff. At least it hasn't for me. And it surely doesn't have to be perfect because it is a rock. Then I'm going to take it over to my little gravel pile or dust pile I made. And I'm just going to roll that around. And you can see how it sticks to the putty, at least somewhat. Careful of the crab, don't want to break the crab easy. Not going to be perfect, but that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. And just press it in there, and it doesn't look perfect at all, but that takes care of that god-awful Grand Canyon, and that looks more like a concretion. Anyways, that's got a cure for now. So that's just going to stay right there and do the old cure-a-roo. Anyways, there you go. Okay, been out in the garage all freaking morning. I did a bunch more work on this crab. I can see that I still have to do some rock sculpting with the big chisel. I'm not going to do that today. I just don't feel like it. I've worked around that face a bit. I filled this crack so that when I'm working on that, smoothing things out, it won't open back up, that kind of stuff. Getting the bottom part of the claw there, getting the bottom part of the claw there. It's a piece of junk, but it's going to be a nice piece of junk. Wait till you see how this gets smoothed out. But 1, 2, 3, 4 legs on this side, 3 legs on this side. I think 4 was up here, and it's just, I don't know what happened to it. I've got some more cleanup to do, and then I'm going to start working on this rock. And this baby's only about 4 hours from done, I think. And a fairly nice sized crab too, actually, so it'll be pretty nice. Come on. That took quite a while, but now I got the rock pretty much where I want it. Got my Fordham, it's aluminum oxide grinding, not disc, grinding barrel, whatever you call it, on it. I'm going to just grind the heck out of this. That's going to be a lot of work. I might have to go back and forth with this and the air scribe, but in about 4, 5, 6 hours, which I won't be able to do all that today, I can't do that anymore, this baby is going to be looking a lot better and going to be done, and another rock out of the garage. Got my mask. It's going to get dusty in here. You can see where I still got to keep going to get rid of all these tool marks from the air scribe. As you can see, that's going to take a lot of time, and I will not bore you with hours of that. Coming around the corner here, and I found this falling apart, and I'm one of those guys that I like the rock almost as much as the fossil, and I want this shape to be really good. So you can see how this rock is falling apart right here in this crack. So I'm going to take some of my glue. Uh-oh. I don't think. Piece of crap. Hold on, Jesus. It's always something. Never fails. I don't know if... Oh boy. This whole thing is gooped up. There we go. Uh-oh, crap. Now my fingers are glued together. Jesus criminies. Told you it was always something. Wouldn't believe me. There, Jesus. It's kind of tough to work with two fingers glued together. It happens. I one time got a whole bunch of glue on me, and oh man, did that burn. Anyways, I'm going to get my fingers unstuck and get back to work. Oh, Jesus. Man, oh man. Anyways, alright. Catastrophe averted. You're watching a cooking show, you want smell-o-vision. This rock has pyrite in it, and it kind of stinks as I'm grinding it. Not very good, not very nice. Anyways, Jesus. Get a load of that. That looks so much nicer. So much nicer. I'm going to take my air scribe and on the edge here clean up all these tool marks. Got a ways to go, a couple of hours it looks like. And then I'll take my other hand piece with the same aluminum oxide, but as they grind down, they get these, well, they get a lot smaller, but they get this weird cone shape. But I save them just for these areas, just so I can get in there easier, or better anyways, and make however much I can the same as this grinding job. Anyways, back to work. Okay, my concentrational powers are shot, so I'm calling it quits. You can see I've got quite a bit of work to do inside this face area. You can see how much nicer this looks when it's cleaned up, and I still have to take my small grinder and clean up what I can. So it should look pretty good for a B-grade piece of crap. It's going to be a pretty nice B-grade piece of crap. Okay, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get that. I'm going to get some light on it so you guys can see it. Boy, I'm bad at that. Got my fossil sauce ready, my shot glass, 2 different size art brushes. I'm going to sauce that up. Call it good. Not bad for a B-grade crab. Okay, there it is. Not too bad. Turned out better than I expected. That's for sure. As you can see. Oh.
Hey, good morning.
Hi
How's it
there.
going out here?
I just finished up this crab and showing the viewers.
Oh, is that bee crab you've been talking about?
This is it.
What? You call that a bee crab? Looks A in my book.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's A grade in most people's books, but I'm pretty particular and spoiled. Anyways, there's a fairly large crab and a very large concretion. Came out really nice, but I don't see myself keeping it, so I don't sell much anymore, so I don't know what's gonna happen. Put it in the B-grade cabinet, let it get dust, I guess. Anyways, there you go.